Each school or school district's chemical management team is unique, based on needs and available resources. In Ethity, Wyoming, the Wyoming Indian Schools worked with Roche Colorado Corporation, along with the Wyoming Department of Education and US EPA, to start a chemical management program. All of the partners believe that protecting children in the community is just the right thing to do.
I think it's a great opportunity, coming from a company with world-class chemical management, to share that with schools, teachers, and ultimately students. It was really a valuable opportunity for me to use my expertise to help someone out outside of the work environment.
It's very critical to have a corporate partnership with our tribal schools to get these inventories done appropriately and determine which chemicals are dangerous and hazardous so we can get those removed from the schools.
There's a synergy that happens when you get interested parties together, and that's what has happened in Wyoming, and that's what we feel very good about it. The partnership has worked well.
And the hazards are not isolated just to the chemistry labs in the schools. There are maintenance chemicals that are used that can cause real safety hazards, and so we were able to bring that to light and identify some other hazards outside of the chemistry lab that needed to be dealt with.
I never realized just how dangerous these chemicals are. It's one of the things that really stirs emotions in me when I think about it. The EPA program, this chemical cleanout, I think it's very good. I think it's excellent with the cooperation that we've had on reservation with this program.
Whether your school is just starting or is refining an existing chemical management program, SC3 can help. Start by considering these 5 steps. Assess the situation and identify your school's program goals. Define your school's program components. Create and communicate your school's program message. Implement your school's program, keeping in mind that maintaining an accurate inventory of all chemicals is essential. And sustain your school's chemical management program. Each school's chemical management program is unique, but these 5 steps are common to successful SC3 programs and will make a difference to student and staff safety. In the Ocean State, the Rhode Island Chemical Safe Schools Committee helps school districts reduce the risks associated with laboratory chemicals and promotes best practices for safe chemical storage, use, management, and disposal.
I'm incredibly proud to be part of this committee because of the work it's done. When you have all those agencies and those institutions working together, it's really powerful because they all bring their expertise, and they all bring their lens, so to speak, how they're looking at this issue of safety to the table.
The committee has created a manual, generated a list of banned chemicals in schools, reviewed school chemical inventories, offers training to schools, and secures grants. In 2004, grants of about $2,500 each to 8 Rhode Island schools resulted in the removal of almost 900 pounds of chemicals. The more than 200 specific chemicals included toxic metals, explosives, solvents, acids, and bases.
I think where we've been really been able to add value is in developing training programs for high school teachers to try and raise awareness and to get at solving some of the problems. That's one of the great things about this group.
The training we went to actually had us sorting chemicals by families and classes, and we talked about how they had to be stored, and it just refreshes our memory with more chemicals coming on the scene, things that we can and can't use in schools safely. It just gives us more information to do our job.
Okay, so these are all resources.
The committee also helps Rhode Island schools connect with local resources, including emergency planning committees and fire departments.
Your fire service brings a wealth of information and experience with it. It's much easier for me to know what is where and how much is stored where prior to an incident occurring. We try to keep the inventory down very low. That way the product doesn't go bad and we don't have excess material sitting around. Here you've got some spillage and a little seepage.
To help schools establish systems and protocols, the committee also requires that each school assign a chemical hygiene officer to control inventory. Teachers submit requests for the next day's lab, which are pulled by the chemical hygiene officer from a secured inventory, prepared, then picked up by the teacher along with the chemicals materials safety data sheets.
And to know you have somebody on your staff that's responsible for safety just takes one piece of the nervousness of your day away.
What does that tell you about copper compared to silver?
And they bring them back to me in a timely fashion. It would be such a nightmare with 10 different classrooms to have chemicals at the end of the day left in different places, under tables, in closets, wherever.
By creating teams and engaging partners with a broad range of expertise and available resources, Rhode Island schools serve as a model for other states. Schools can achieve sustained success by looking for long-term solutions, including chemical management beyond the chemistry classroom. Potential chemical hazards are found in biology classes, vocational and trade shops, visual art studios, and maintenance areas, swimming pools, cafeterias, nurses' offices, school grounds, and athletic fields. When it comes to making sustainable changes, schools have plenty of options to choose from. Some schools now practice micro-scale chemistry, which is safer, reduces waste, and lowers costs. Many schools are also moving away from formaldehyde, which is a carcinogen, to less hazardous preservers for laboratory specimens. No matter how a school chooses to improve its chemical management program, SC3 can help. The SC3 website has a wealth of information and experts you can contact to get your team moving. Because when it comes to student and staff safety, it's never too early to take action.
Companies who participate in the school chemical cleanout campaign program really benefit by building on their sustainability program, the support for responsible care program, and just really strengthening the community outreach programs at their facilities. This experience has been incredibly positive and valuable for our company, both on a company level and just on a personal level for everyone who's been involved.
If I can do things to make my environment safer, if I can do things that make my students' environment safer, regardless of what the budget is, and do my best practices as well as I can and share it with the other teachers, not only in the science department, but in the building, I think that's an important mission as a science educator.
The real winners are the kids. Those are the ones that are winning because we're getting environments that are far safer. And it's, of course, the parents' peace of mind. That's an important part of it, too. They're the winners as well.